Welcome to Loleventvods. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
Because Rogue, full-on team fight. Look at the AoE, look at the engage that they've got. Rumble.
Glowing moat start. Okay. Extra cooldown reduction, obviously really nice. Or ability haste, you get 10, 5 from each of those glowing moats. Hasn't got any pots either, he's still in base. Is he waiting for gold to upgrade into something? Very much chunked. You can see that Doran shield, probably running Font as well in his secondary runes, just to try and get as much health back as possible. Linsus jumps in, lands the stun on Patrick, who will cleanse to get away from that Pantheon. Only level 2, or force back at a 3rd HP as well. Execute trying to catch the wave, will be able to get himself up towards level 3, which gives him a bit more power. Question is, can Patrick step forward far enough to get back to this wave? Malorang is waiting around the corner in the jungle. Vitality out of tower range, so Patrick can work his way back immediately. Niski engaged, though, once Execute flashes away. Ignite and flash used by Niski, Execute down to 150.
W and the level up onto Execute made it a lot harder to kill than Nako. He's in kill range here.
So close. Yeah, Adam has to respect it. Flashes away from the 5-point strike.
Patrick already finds himself, what is that, 260 gold behind. Nearly a kill's worth in terms of a deficit.
Charm used by Shayak, out of range of the Zenith blade, well played by him to escape the clutches of Larson Execute. I think this is more just to try and get the wave in.
Often, especially given when you have that winning bot lane, you want to prioritize getting those early growths, but sometimes in losing bot lanes, you just want to swap them out as quickly as you can so you can claw back some of the deficit that you find themselves in. Vitality have set their sights. Ooh.
Oh, Execute gonna follow with the Zenith blade. Knock up onto Nako here as he tries to get the perfect execution out, gets into the Twilight Shroud. Looks for that 5-point strike again, will dash away with the R2. Linsus, meanwhile, is taking the grubs away, and good play from Nako to stop the Drake from Rogue. They'll get nothing out of the fact that they have a man advantage on the bot side for now.
Completely. I mean, that's a great summary, Medic, as Nako, while he did have to expend some resources, the cross map now can't happen for Rogue, which gives
for Sejuani or Leona to look for the engage. Hex Flash in. Shayak and Niski will know. Zenith blade, Niski goes back in, gets first blood. Shayak gets another Spirit Rush charge in. Niski's going to fall, though, to the tower. Execute takes him. Another rush away from Shayak will get him out of the clutches of Malorang.
This is the opposition that you have to beat, so maybe it's more pressure, but Nako, he sees an angle here.
Adam flashes away early. Nako goes back in with a shuriken flip. Perfect execution, not enough. With that Q2 to kill off Adam.
I think Adam may have held on to his W in that fight to try and mitigate as much of the R2 damage as possible. Still, though, gets the flash. Ooh, forced to back away as Linsus was looking. I mean, credit to the solo laners of Vitality, finding advantages.
Nako's behind the wave here. Doesn't have flash, doesn't have the perfect execution, and as you said, timing was good. Nako greeted for an extra wave. Is the top lane alive as the charm goes down onto Execute, but the Shattering Strike does not follow up. Vitality will have to give up these grubs.
Nice TP from Larson as well. Recognizes that they've won position thanks to the kill they were able to get onto Nako. Doesn't want to waste any time. Immediately moves to bot, gets that wave pushed in as quickly as he can.
Also, Vitality might challenge for
Malorang's
one
alone
out of
now.
these. As you say, Malorang is alone. Adam has the equalizer in the top lane, hasn't moved yet. There's the charm onto Malorang. Magnet Storm coming out as well. Malorang very tanky at the moment. Has the flash and an Arctic Assault. Goes for Shayak. He Spirit Rushes forward, gets the kill. Patrick now beginning to open up another Spirit Rush available for Shayak. Cleanse away into the charm. Shayak still lives through the equalizer burn. Niski flashes the Mystic Shot, and Linsus comes over the wall to take the 4th grub. Dodge this! True shot barrage through the heart of Niski.
Look at Linsus.
Oh, Grand Starfall. He's looking to make a Starfall in the top lane. Adam, the target, stunned immediately. And he is just deleted by Linsus and Nako. Meanwhile, Shayak, his first death of spring. He will fall the shutdown over to Malorang.
Nice plays across the board. This will open up the Dragon for Rogue as well on the bot side of the map as Niski, he's got to be very careful here. Maybe overstaying is welcome.
Yeah, he definitely is. He does have that crash down, can use it across the wall here to get back to the tower range. Larson will dash forward though, lands the Q3. Magnet Storm Larson snaps back to reality. Niski, he's falling. Oh, here comes gravity. Underneath the tower, Execute will die to the tower shot and the Ignite. Not quite, he survives. Niski does not have that same luxury. Larson takes the kill.
So Rogue get themselves another kill on the bot side of the map. They get a pick onto Shayak, they convert it into the Dragon, they get another pick onto Niski, and I think they wisely should.
Like dodging all of Patrick's abilities, even the Oh, the W, Essence Flux. Not Essence Flux, can't remember the name of Ezreal W, but it has such a wide hitbox at the end that I was surprised it didn't quite click. It is Essence Flux. I'm a genius. Look at that. But because he's dodging all of these, as you can see, taking no damage, forcing Patrick to cleanse, still getting the tower in Patrick's face. Kazi has always been a very good carry when playing aggressively, often to a fault because of how aggressively he does play because of that, but there we see why it can do wonders for his team.
Well, Vitality was great. The QSS completed for Larssen. Patrick, he doesn't know he's on a ward.
And immediately he's caught out. There's the Magnustorm follow-up, and Patrick goes bye-bye. Execute's now going to flash the wall towards the red buff. Larssen is here as well. The charm from Shayak lands, a double spear rush forward again from the Ari, looking for a little bit more, just forcing Malrang and Larssen out of the jungle.
Nice he timing. He is locked down, and Kazi's able to pick up both kills.
That's a mistake we have seen from Patrick in the past, especially in Spring, just getting caught out
Chip
on
damage instead.
It's interesting with Rod of Ages being buffed slightly this patch. Oh, Ashkan started here by Vitality, spotted out with the True Shot Barrage. Larssen has teleport. Any wards for him to get to? Doesn't look like it. Vitality already have the Archon down to about 4,000 HP. Shy is keeping Malrang at bay. As you say, Vitality will get it, but there are petals afterwards. They need to try and clear all of these before Rogue can step forward. They get most of them immediately on the spawn. Niski stunned up, locked up. There's the solar flare into Larssen. Niski draws his last breath. So does Linces. Kazi falls to flash away. And the rest of Vitality couldn't join the play. Now, Kazi, where are you going? You have the cleanse, but Execute has a bunch of CC to work with. There's the Shield of Daybreak into the Zenith Blade. Kazi will get Execute out of the exchange, but Adam gets a juicy shutdown. Nuko jumped on immediately, stunned up with the Permafrost, and there's another for Rogue. In the end, they get 4 for 1.
Definitely not a bad fight for Rogue. A tower, a bunch of kills. They even got a few of the remaining petals. So while the proactiveness was promising from
now upgraded to the Mirror Mana and the Triforce. 2 items now on Larssen when Immortal Shield Bow second. Niski going in. There's the Magnustorm. Equalizes to follow up, and Adam goes pop. The Solar Flare from Execute does land onto Linces, but the rest of his team is nowhere to be found. It's a double again for Vitality. Niski, oh, he looks for the flash. Chayak going forward. Chain of Corruption dodged by Patrick, but Linces has a flash of his own. Meanwhile, on the backline, Larssen jumps on Kazi and should be able to mow him down. Patrick escapes. Nuko starting to collapse, but he can't get onto Malrang and Larssen. Rogue do find a kill out of the end of the
exchange. And the rest of Vitality have to respond to the waves. And so it's an uncontested objective. Just well executed and a great demonstration of how you can, with your composition history, because he's typically always been known for his laning.
100%.
And then his, Linces, he's going to die.
Burning, Malrang coming in as well. Yeah, Linces is just dead.
He's just dead.
That's a lot of damage from Adam with the Flame Splitter. Linces without the Larssen working his way through mid lane. Nuko is answering the bot wave right now. Shayak looking for that flank position. Niski doing the same, has Hex Splash and Magnet Storm. Everyone grouped up for the Baron. It's a perfect opportunity for Aurel to go in, but where's the follow-up if he does? TP from Nuko. The Baron already down to 4,000 HP. Malrang just sitting in the pit. Niski jumps across. There's the equalizer. Follow-up. Malrang lands the smite. There's the Baron. Execute goes forward onto Niski. He Magnet Storms out, but the Solar Flare finds him as he lands, and Adam will burn him where he stands. On the backline, Larssen's diving further forward. Shayak dashing away to escape, but it's gorgeous for Rogue. They find the kill at the end with the Ignite and the Leandries burn. Rogue already 5,000 gold out of the Red Bull Baron power play. And a 5,000 gold lead. Grand Starfall into the Solar Flare. Patrick cleanses away immediately. Equalizer coming out as well as Nuko tries to get onto the backline, and he does exactly that. He will shut down Patrick. Larssen is not here for the follow-up. Rogue lose 1. It's their AD carry, but they could look to turn around the play. No Equalizer, no Glacial Prison, no Solar Flare. Makes it a tricky endeavor.
The fact that there's still a Baron buff on Rogue, and they're still in a winning position.
Oh, Larssen. Oh, Larssen. Oh, Larssen, yes! Whew. And with the pushing lanes, they can turn their eyes towards their third dragon of the game. An Ocean Soul would be monumental for them if they can secure it. Vitality will do everything they can to stop that. Question is, what do they have? I think they've learned. Oh, TP behind here. As Nuko's looking for the flank. Magnustorm in by Niski, only really landing onto 1. Chayak still chasing forward here. Larssen able to get out towards the backside. Execute escaping as well. Patrick's opening up. And already Nuko, Lince is trying to dive onto Patrick. No, Nuko is dead. Lince is going to fall as well. But he does get Patrick in response. The Flame Splitter from Adam. Larssen now trying to re-engage Shayak, Niski, and Kazi. All relatively low. Adam has to flash away. It's 2 for 2.
A good angle. Hang on a minute. They've TP'd back in. They're just going to force the Baron. And they can do this. Sejuani's already on his way back.
So Shayak does have teleport.
Doesn't matter, there's no smite. Unless Kazi can do the Gumayushi.
Can he do it? Well, they'll see it. That control ward, though, denying any further vision in the pit. The Baron already down to 2,000. Equalizer. Okay. Kazi. No.
Not going to happen, and that's a Baron secured.
Bring in Smash.
Understandable why it ends up being such a close fight, but of course losing our jungler means there's no smite, and now Niski, is he overextended?
Knuckles there as well. Solar Flare does clip Niski, only for the slow. Knuckle almost killing off Adam. It's enough. Knuckle gets him. Will pay for it with his life, you have to feel. In the Zhonya's, sniped out by Patrick at the last possible minute. But that's only in this next fight. Niski, no flash, does have that Magnet Storm, the true shot barrage. There's the charm again, only on to execute. Shadowing Strike as well for the follow-up. CC, the dive in by Linces. Execute doesn't have an opportunity to breathe. Magnet Storm on the backline. Linces gets the kill on to execute. Shayak has the Spirit Rush, goes forward. Ring, ring. Hello, Patrick. This is Vitality. They slam Rogue into the dirt and only Larsen's left alive.
We're looking at the Sawi Ultimate live, and it's happening in real time. Rogue, they fall short in the fight once more. The dragon being secured, the soul will be denied. 36 minutes into the game.
So they don't know exactly where Knuckle is. Think he showed on the wave here. Niski goes in. Shayak there with a follow-up base seal coming out from Larsen. Shayak dashes back in with the Spirit Rush. Larsen snaps back. Now Knuckle will fall, so will Larsen. Now it's a 4-for-4. Niski low, Linces low as well. Shayak has one more Spirit Rush. Patrick opens up, but he can't quite land. That extra bit of damage, it's a true shot. And it goes through the uprights, but now Kazi's the target. Cleanses away, can't get away from death. 2 more kills over the Rogues. They look for Shayak. The flash forward into the charm. Flash away from Shayak. Patrick misses the Mystic Shot. The Essence Flush lands onto Niski. Shayak almost down as well. Patrick was looking.
Given that Patrick is still alive, Rogue can look for the end. I don't know if Shayak is enough to stop the Rogue siege.
What can you do, Vitality? Can you hold on? Right now on the precipice, Solar Flare, Equalizer both used. Shadowing Strike out from Niski. Shayak down to no HP. The minion wave, though, almost cleared out. Niski will fall. Still 2 minions here. Patrick takes a couple of tower shots. And Rogue will not be able to. We go again straight away, baby!
Straight back into the action. Adam and Patrick, they're going to get collapsed on.
Naka, what can you do in this sort of situation? Shayak does have the Spirit Rush. He's got to run away. Okay, less exciting for Vitality, but perhaps for Rogue, the opportunity to find a tasty fish in a barrel.
They're hunting the blue trinkets.
Has the oracles on. Hide behind the crocs, they'll never know. Oh wait, they know.
There's a blast cone.
He can jump across. Perfect execution into the perfect execution into the blast cone. Patrick dashes in, executes here. And Patrick will take the kill. He's on a rampage now. I'm not going to pretend that during Rogue games I don't go into a fugue state. Okay? Everything for the last 20 minutes or so has been a blur. Afterwards, people will say I said things, and I'll have to listen to the VOD to make sure I said them.
You can't say that this hasn't been entertaining.
It's been great fun, Betty. It's just a fever dream.
Go for Niski and they don't know. Oh, they know. They know.
The Flangle has been discovered. Solar Flare into Glacial Prism. Niski's going to jump the wall. How much can you delay? Larsen used his ultimate as well. And the QSS here to make sure that Niski's dead. Soul for Rogue is their prize. I wondered if Vitality might fight it, knowing that all those ultimates are down, but without their key engaged tool, they're not going to go for it.
Now,
is alive, has the Hex Smash, has the Magnet Storm.
They don't have the wave clear to stop this. This should be an uncontested inhibitor.
It's definitely going to be the inhibitor tower. I wonder if the contest might come a moment later, Betty. There's the inhib. Nexus tower has regened a little bit, but only up to 1/3 of its health. Knuckle has the flank. There's the Magnet Storm for the follow-up. Equalizer on the backline. Niski's so low, but look at the damage coming out from Shayak and Knuckle. Larsen down to half HP. He's got a GA executes. The first one to go down. The Giant Guardian's Angel for Larsen will bring him back to life. And the Charm and the Shadowing Strike do not connect. Adam burning Knuckle. Shayak and Linces to the ground. Shayak forced away. The GA popped on Kazi as well, as Rogue will win the fight. And after 42 minutes, they will claim the first game of this best of 3.
An exciting back and forth, a comedy of errors, but Rogue will secure the final team fight. I win wall, I get to stab you, I do a bunch of crits, blah, blah, blah. I'm really good in 1v1s, and he's very athletic.
Okay.
He's going to have to be athletic to get out of this one.
Maron goes in with the Twisted Advance. Once again, the wind shield and the wind wall, but it won't be enough. Adam flashes forward. Knuckle trying to flash away, but Adam is having...
From Knuckle. made me believe for a second that there was an opportunity for him to actually get a trade kill back. Well, the bot lane of Rogue do not want to allow these Krugs to go.
Linsus not going to get knocked up there. Battle Dance back from Execute. They're just trying to trade onto Linsus, but they will keep
Already
the
pretty bad. Now there's a serrated Dirk. It doesn't get better. I mean, it will get better later, but not right now. It's not better at all. It's not better at all.
Good knocker from Nak.
Yeah.
The wind has left his lungs, baby.
Yeah. So, kind of happy I started talking about that when I did. That was a nice solo kill from Adam.
And Niski going in, looking for the stun. We'll get it onto Patrick. Execute with a knock-up. Kazi, though, starting to put those spears in.
Nice barrier and nice shield from the Battle Dance. Maybe at play of the Ruin King, we'll see how things change. But for now, Adam with full control over that top lane matchup.
Linsus is soloing out this Drake, though, knowing that Marang path towards the top side. He can go for those Void Gobs if he wants. Adam trading onto Nak again. Accelerated Shock Blast into that extra damage. Adam just absolutely melting through Nako's health, but he is on a struggle bus for one in that top lane. I think the rest of the team a flash, kind of a prerequisite to not dying. So Nature's Grasp first. See you where you're going to win wall. Well, he didn't give over an assist, Betty. Yeah, it's getting better.
That's pretty much the best thing you can do. That Maokai quite likes tower diving.
Yeah. I think they might just go straight for Nako again. Adam's opening up through mid. Maorang, they're waiting. Puts down a sapling, will start to tank. Execute looking for the knockup. There's the last breath as well. The twisted advance to drop the tower aggro. Nako ignited. The wind wall down. Nature's Grass coming out as well. Linsus will block it for him. Nako survives with 120 HP. Importantly, Kazi and Niski continue to push in the bot.
Adam has arrived.
Is here. Adam's here for the fight as well. Linsus has his ultimate. Can go for that maximum dosage. There's the quickness. Double charm, double knockup, double dead for Rogue. They find two and should take the tower to boot.
I mean, it's a clean dive from Rogue, and the game plan has been so well executed. Focus Nako, punish the Yasuo pick, and
Adam is the Goldie. He's 1.9k ahead, and Rogue are 1.9k. Adam can just flash. Red buff's like, oh, just walk. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe Linsus is on his way. Adam flashes the knockup, misses the shock blast. Trying to get away from Linsus now, who has a flash of his own, goes in. Looking at that blunt force trauma. Adam, how are you going to get out of this one? Linsus still chasing him. He dodges away from the infected Bonesaw. Nako dashing back in. Adam trying to get away on about 600 health. The knockup from Nako doesn't land! Nako dies to the tower! And Linsus follows! He was there at the beginning. It's Adam! Vitality struggling so much, we can't even use the Brazil meme about them right now. They haven't even picked up a single kill. 11.5 minutes into this game, a 3,000...
Yeah, my question is, do you care? If you're Adam, you're probably better off just continuing to play for you. It looks like that's what they're going to do. Yeah, just concede the dragon, take all the topside camps, keep punishing Nako. There's already a 2-level difference. And this isn't like this is a full 2-level difference.
Yeah, Execute and Adam
spotted out smart play from Vitality.
They're looking for the pick on Execute here. Gleaming Crow round the corner, goes in with the quickness. They're trying to get onto Adam with the last breath. They will, but he manages to escape their clutches. Nature's Cross used as well by Maorang. There's the TP coming in from both the mid laners. Vitality cannot kill off Adam. Didn't have a summoner to burn. He's also got some boots. I don't think that's enough for him. Kazi dodging away from Patrick. You can't really dodge away from the Gatling gun unless you're behind it, so he will get clipped by that. Patrick going in with the Valkyrie, looking for the damage on Kazi, uses the barrier. Kazi!
It's a rocket.
There's the rocket. It's still got the kill. Patrick secures the 1v1 in mid.
I mean, it's such a stomp. Rogue is so strong at this point. They will lose the Herald, so a bit of reprieve for Vitality. But Rogue will just come back out onto the map and set their sights on this mid-tier 1.
Makes the most sense for them. For Vitality, you're really looking at Shayak and saying, hey, how many waves can you clear? Can you get these waves before they get close enough to start harassing our towers? And I think the answer is used by Linsus. Kazi forced away. Patrick doesn't have the flash. Probably already used the Valkyrie. Nature's Grasp only pings onto one. Kazi will jump across the wall. There's the Valkyrie out from Patrick, but he can't find that final bit of damage.
Kazi at the very limits of his HP base. So top tier 1 secured for Vitality. They couldn't quite secure the top tier 2, given Execute committed his ultimate to push them away, along with the arrival of Adam. And now the Dragon going to be uncontested in favor of Rogue. Game likely going to slow down quite a lot now because the next objective is Artican, which is a very dangerous objective to just force on spawn unless you're able to find a good fight. Get a punish.
Blast cone for Adam. Flash, twisted advance, Adam there for the follow-up. And as you say, Benny, you can look for a pick, you can look for a punish, and that's exactly what Rogue have tried to do. Adam, in the end, having to burn his flash, was locked up, does get the halfway mark. That's one of those mistakes that you make at the start of your supporting life and probably don't make as you develop a little bit more as a support. Okay,
this is
Artican.
an angle for Vitality. The shred from Artican is nothing to joke about. But can they even gain access to the objective?
Execute and Patrick keeping Linces at bay for now. Does have that maximum dosage if he wants to go in. The problem for Vitality is your engage tool is Niski flashing into the backline or Nako finding a knockup. Niski has no flash, nor does he have Hex Flash, and the poke is too much from Rogue. Kazi will path up towards the top lane here, maybe trying to catch out someone, but Execute has the flank now and has the quickness, and Kazi does not have a cleanse. They decide to not go for it, don't know where the rest of Vitality are, but they will take the Artican. They'll take all of those petals, get them up to about 37
Vitality, and they feel like they get narrower as the game continues. The best hope is to try and find a hit.
Last breath coming out, there's the quickness though, he'll jump away, back onto Adam, and will escape.
The mid-wave has only just connected now. Larsen's going to go push that in, but that's enough time bought. Niski, though, continues to take more poke.
Adam's Yumu's doing a lot of work. He goes in, he gets onto Adam. There's the last breath follow-up. Adam at half HP, quickness to the backline. Adam still surviving on the back, and you have to feel that's the last nail in the coffin. Kazi dashing forward. He can only take out Larsen. Linces is able to survive for now. Shayak untouched on the backline. Adam can TP back into the play, though. And you could see Vitality's intentions were very, very clear. They wanted to kill off Adam, but Adam had other ideas.
And at this point, you can just see the goal difference in action. If Nako was a little stronger, or if Adam was a little weaker, that could have been an easy kill. It was a well-executed play. Unfortunately, the gold gap is just too big. They're continuing to fight over the dragon. Linces could maybe get a steal.
You can look for it, but as soon as Adam arrives, yep, TP's back into the play. Chunks out Linces and Vitality. Adam with no Edge of Night. Marang looking for the Nature's Grasp here. Linces is going to block it, doesn't land on anyone else, but they dive onto the jungler, and that's really all they needed. Spiraling Despair on the Rakan. He's going to go down. Niski gets an engage onto Malorang, but not really the target you want. And now Larsen, Adam, and Patrick, they just have a shooting party. They can look for anyone. Malorang, he's going to get caught out by Niski, who flashed forward to look for further engages. Couldn't find it, so both the junglers now down. Malorang overeats as well for Adam. He is in such a strong spot. Has the flash as well. If Niski looks for the engage, goes instead onto Patrick. There's the last breath as well, execute in with the quickness, and Adam could just walk away and chase Kazi down. The redemption coming out as Adam will kill off Kazi. Linces going to fall as well. It's a double kill to Larsen towards the top side. Linces able to kill Adam. Shayak forced away. You can see Patrick recalling. In the end,
had a huge lead early on. When you take all these objectives, sometimes it can be difficult. I like the fact that they are forcing the Baron, but TP's going to be available for Nako.
Yeah, Adam's still 14 seconds away and doesn't have teleport as well. So Nako's up, he TP's in. Linces here looking for the seal. Shayak spiraling Despair around 20 seconds before that ultimate is off cooldown. As you say, Patrick low HP, Nature's Grasp coming out. Linces spell immunes it, the quickness from Execute to try and keep everyone at bay. Baron secured for Rogue. Can they get away? Well, Patrick will Valkyrie, and it looks like Rogue have escaped the clutches of Vitality.
I mean, good use of the gravity field, the Maokai ultimate to follow up as well. They just use their tools to zone their opposition away.
Are they looking for this fight?
Looks like Linces is. He gets rooted.
I mean, they jump onto Linces immediately. Rogue, they cheated tempo, Betty. They stayed around instead of recalling after the Baron, and they find a pick on the enemy jungler. And now Marang's flashing forward once again. The engage onto Kazi. The follow-up. Marang's going to get healed. Redemption from the skies. Adam trying to chunk out Nako, and he'll put him in the dirt. Niski follows. Adam is 12-1-6.
To close this series out.
Shayak has good wave play, but those bound-up minions are no slouches. Execute with the flank, and Shayak can say nothing about it. The only spiraling despair in this game is for Nako. 0-9-1 on the Yasuo. Rogue, after picking up their first Game 1 win, will pick up their second Game 2 win and secure their first series in spring.
I mean, ultimately, just a very well-played game, too. I love the focus on the top side of the map. I love the way that they executed a lot of the map play.
Because otherwise, if it comes to these 5v5 team fights, I really think KC is favored heavily.
Keeps his pool to those iconic top lane options. Yike will use his bot pressure and mid pressure to essentially start Dragon for free. Has the luxury of an additional little Sentinel in the brushes there from Kalista, from Kalist.
Yeah, so he's skipping his Wolves and his Gromp here just to try to get this Drake on this timer. I think BDS could try to contest, but then they'll have to fight after the Drake goes down. This looks like they're posturing for it.
Walking up anyway, at least getting a bit of vision. Very late decision to contest. Not a lot of certainty there.
It's too difficult when Nuke is still pushing that mid wave in. If you could push that a little bit, and that's really all you can do. But for me, I'm very curious to see in this game the KC bot lane. Oh, no,
All in. That's the public execution. Kana trying to dash out, flash out the wall just short. Mininar now coming through. 1-1-3 full committing for the dive. But the ulti is there, and that's first blood.
She's already on the Krugs here.
Oh. Pulling. Did I just capture curse that?
Yeah, immediately. The cleanse and the heal being used by Kalista and Targamas. Oh, but we might have another fight here.
Ice continuing to poke. 1-1-3 still here. That's the ulti going out, but I don't think they're in a great position to body block. And Paris has to flash back. Ice who body blocks. A little bit of poke back.
Great patience by Ice there. Doesn't burn the cleanse.
Didn't really have much else to go for, as you noted earlier. Just speed clearing through these camps. Resets back to top side. Irrelevant trying to force his wave in. Maybe get a good reset. Good sidestep. Kana's still going all in. He might not even need the ulti. Irrelevant not stacking rage at all, but there comes the Talia. Vladdy gonna look for the setup here. Irrelevant gonna dodge the flick back, but it's likely gonna die anyway. Takes a bit more time. Good roam from Vlad.
Both teams wanting to contest.
Talia ready to move first, but no Weaver's wall. Ulti from Paris gonna get a bit of a slow. Nice knockback going in from Yike. Quick twisted advance into the flash out, and Targamas will retreat as well.
Yike out that Leona ulti.
Ice's ulti is up, but Kalist, small window of time before that cleanse will be back available. Scryer's Bloom spotting them, or excuse me, Blue Trinket. BDS slowly zoned away. This is part of the reason that the Maokai is picked still, right? You get so much of that passive vision. Yike just continuing to throw saplings in to keep track. Targamas caught out briefly, trying to burst the Braum, and they'll be successful. Maokai ult used, it will just be the 1-for-1. Paris traded for Targamas.
It's a 1-for-1 support trade, but it looks like Grubs might go over to KC, or they might continue fighting.
Flash away from the flick. Nice placement from 1-1-3, or excuse me, from Vladdy. 1-1-3 caught out. This is big for the side of KC. Giving over 6 Grubs to a Gnar that had started to win side lane would have been pretty devastating. Instead, grabbing their second complete objective, BDS committing a lot of time, a lot of resources. Nuke now finally with that first item. Maybe this is where he feels more comfortable to start playing really aggressively in the context of that 1v1, especially as Vladdy is out of mana. But Yike setting up for another Drake. And if, like, KC are just, it's incremental, but they're winning out so hard in most of these exchanges.
Yeah, this feels great for KC because there's no real cross map for BDS. They might be able to... No, they can't even take a topside camp as 1-1-3 is just continued full clearing towards the bot side. And they can't really pressure this Talia either. She's gonna lose one wave, but one wave for Drake, you're very happy with that as KC.
And I think the struggle here is, we saw what BDS were willing to invest in 1-1-3. Zyra's let through, we're immediately even if 1-1-3 is ahead, if BDS are behind, if they don't have push in these lanes, they're always going to have to be the ones walking in. Is Irrelevant trying to force the play. Nice knockback, doesn't quite connect the wall for the extra damage. Kind of uncertain where to go. Lots of poke coming in from 1-1-3. It looks like it's going to be another finished kill here. While up there, another kill down for Irrelevant.
Fantastically played by 1-1-3 there. A great D, but we're on to another fight.
Lock up there on the Paris. Lots of spear stacking. Kalist taking his time, waiting for things like the Aftershock to stop being there.
As well, and I saw the Merc treads onto 1-1-3, and I was thinking, could be.
You know what? This is a time where we're very blessed to have internet access. As the fight's breaking out, Knockup is there. 1-1-3 is ultimately not going to connect for too much damage. Excellent poke to start the fight. And suddenly KC are running wild. Perfect public execution. I've got to sleep at the wheel, and it seems BDS were too. Losing jungle, losing support in the trade, and now an easy setup onto this Herald.
Wits and be damned. KC are playing great here, able to get a pick onto both Paris and 1-1-3, and able to convert that into the Herald. Kana here, getting a little bit poked down by Irrelevant, but he's going to be completely fine, and KC are walking away very happy.
Definitely are. Ultimately getting those kills, able to transition to the objective, staying close as we get later in
control. But Irrelevant's onto a flank here.
On the side, managed to find Yike. Interrupt now coming in. Targamas trying to get a bit more space. Vladdy going golden. Managing to back up. Plants are huge there. Good poke back. Kalist trying to re-engage. Kana now on the chase. Relevant not able to finish that job. It's a scattered fight from BDS. It's not the same for KC. Confidence in calling their targets. Vladdy able to walk away. Hey, but at least it's a Chemtech.
Yeah.
You know we're coping hard for the team that's on the receiving.
That's true, but I say, hey, it's a Chemtech, you know?
I think it's fine. But also,
But
if
it's
you're,
not
in the
that bad of a
position to
Chemtech
get, if you're in the position to get 4 Drakes, you're likely in the position where you'll get first setup on Elder.
Pressure, which forces Lucian to... Oh,
getting crazy. Kalist caught out. Flash back out. Cleanse out. Positive trade. Hugely positive trade for the side of BDS, but it does cost 1-1-3's fold away from the objective.
it's desperation for BDS.
But there's
trying
no...
to force a fight here.
There's no vision in the pit, and Otacon is parked right outside of it. But instead, the call from KC is set up on the bottom side.
They're giving.
Take advantage. They want Soul. They're not worried about the false life.
Yeah. Look, it's ulting it.
Just wants to complete it because they know they need to go to the next objective.
10 seconds.
But they have the false life buff. But again, the nurse to it mean it's not reliable to come back to the fight. If you get locked up, you could be done. Paris trying to buy a bit more space.
Vladdy?
KC still on the objective. Vladdy looks like he might get caught. Pullbacks there from the face call. Objective getting lower and lower. It looks like it's going to be the Soul, and it will be for the side of KC. BDS, they don't want the fight. They've got the false life. They've got an extra life. Knock into the wall. 3 people locked up, but the Braum is there to body block, and it's Kana to turn the fight. Kana and Kalist back to back in the midst of everything as Nuke on the side gets nothing done. Targamas to finish the kill. Members of BDS sent packing. Team has said you're fishing for these angles on flanks. And it's not a style that this version of BDS has been super successful on.
Well, this is just started than last year. It's going to be blue trinketed though.
Spotted out. Again, BDS walking in is tough. Targamas buys so much time. Vladdy to split them off of the wall. Is a bit early. 8K. Getting lower, arrow, dodge, flash out from 1-1-3 means there's no way for him to get into the pit. They're just gonna grab this. BDS now need to play for the exit. 1-1-3 to the back line. Manages to get the ulti down, but he has no Zanyas and there's no follow-up. Irrelevant is finally here, but he can't get involved. Instead he's trying to twist on the Kana, but Kana's already flashed out. KC completely dumpstering BDS. Absolutely styled on BDS. In a desperate maneuver, just lose everything.
KC get everything. It's absolute desperation from...
And credit to BDS for the earlier stages of the game. It was close.
Oh, Irrelevant's dead.
Irrelevant now in trouble.
Oh.
Very likely dead. Can just bounce here, but the concussive blows makes it easy. Paris on the way. It's a ruthless catch. Kana auto Dominion.
Zyra is definitely not my forte, but... Oh, we got another fight there.
Wall is there. Ice manages to walk away, not quite pinned by the wall. Irrelevant, keep your eyes on that Meganar. Maybe can turn it. Vladdy goes golden, timing a little bit off on the solar player. Nuke now finally there. Targamas will find a knock up onto 1. Flank coming in from Kana. And Bessa in. Public execution doesn't hit. Now it's a chance for BDS to turn because they got so much time to auto. Coling going down. Kana in the backline. Cutting through everybody. It's a triple for Kalist. Nuke next on the list. The Quadra there as well. KC again. Just obliterating.
Kalist is running them down, and that's an ace for KC. And with the Baron buff, I think they're going to be able to end the game.
I think that's a pretty safe bet. The fights have just been cleaner. And BDS, every time they've tried to throw a punch in late game, it has come back twice as hard to hit them.
Paris is up here. He could try to defend, but actually, Targamas, they're not looking to end, actually. Wow.
The time. It's a 9K gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's better safe than sorry, I
Saying
suppose.
Penta, I'm pretty sure the game is won.
I had this thing where I started saying Penta whenever I got 2 kills.
Well, maybe Penta is the angle of the fight kicking off. Vladdy already laying down the wall. Coling coming out. Immediate fall damage isn't quite there. Kalist caught out. Locked to the Iron Solar. He's living for an extra second. He's still standing. I don't want to hear anybody talking smack about Hextech. He's still alive, and KC killing everybody once again. BDS managed to find 1. Nuke still standing for a brief moment, but all of KC now on the chase. Nuke, how fancy can he get with it? Some extra slow coming in from 1-1-3. A flashback safety trying to finish off Targamas. Trying to get a bit more damage down. Vladdy keeping it going. It just does not matter. KC too far ahead. Kalist still alive. Grabbing the Elder.
And KC go 5 for 0 with the Elder, surely being able to end the game now, but you have to feel for BDS. It was so close. If Kalist is just 20 HP lower, he ends up falling, and the fight could look completely different.
KC, so dominant in these 5v5s. The investment into that aggressive AP jungle option, the Zyra, not paying off for BDS.
It was a great Kalista game from Kalist. I'm very happy with how he played. Overall, both carries from the side of KC, mid and ADC, just maneuvered every team fight beautifully, built up an individual CS lead, were just more impactful.
Certainly were. 13.1k gold lead, dominant finish after what was a relatively quiet early game. KC taking game 1 in this best of 3. We have 2 compositions where I feel like KC know exactly what they want to be doing, and BDS, it's a little...
But 113 is sticking around.
Sticking around. Is he just going to go straight Raptors?
Vladdy's on the bottom. It. He gets spotted.
Not going to move. Now we have the all on a bot side. They have the barrier out of Calist. Good use of level 1 as Calist tries to fire back at least a small amount. Awkward level 1.
I mean, 113 gets away with it. He's able to pick up these Raptors without even having to invest the smite, which means he can continue going for the red buff here. This might just be a map split with Yike looking to move into enemy topside. Up here, he is going to be spotted by this ward, but he might be able to reach it in time. Both have smite.
See it.
Oh, it's in the bush.
We'll find out, but I think too late. Finally spots Yike, wants to commit for the fight anyway. Nice angle coming under the wind, becomes lightning. Trying to stop any follow-up. Vladdy trying to cover, but that's first blood. 113 can just start to trade back. Nuke now on the way in, level 3. Does he have the gravity field? Looks like the answer is no. A few more seconds, Q3 can come out. Vladdy.
And we said it. From 113. And now he goes to bot lane, and he solves the enemy off of 4 CS.
Yeah, you can see level 3.5 is... Evapolv is there. Paris re-engaging, gets hit by the auto. Awkward trade, Paris. Blinking health bar, Ignite ticking. They can't quite finish the job, but need to see if 113 can kind of keep this momentum going, because slowing down Yike early game, finding that kill is huge for BDS. But still, Yike will eventually hit level 6. The playmaking will still be so easy, so reliable for the side of KC. Can they continue this snowball? Targamas with the Hex Flash getting things kicked off. Gravity Field does find a quick stun there, and Nuke is completely fine.
The first Dragon and the first 3 grubs. A great early game from BDS here.
Yeah, this is big. This is exactly what you talked about. You said vanilla ice cream, but this is classic BDS, right? And it's interesting that they've done it with 113, still retaining a lot of that individual identity, being the aggressive playmaker, them being willing to use their resources in a way that supports what 113 wants to do. Reminds me of the Rogue series last week, where game 1 didn't go great, 113 didn't have a great performance, and they just doubled down.
He just wanted hit the tower play.
Yike on the way in.
Just pressuring the dive here a little bit. Oh, yeah.
Going all in here. Ulti coming out. Vladdy caught up and locked out. Oh, that is perfect understanding.
If you look at the inventories on the side of KC, it's just no completed items apart from the Rumble, and it's pretty rough, these Sky items compared to the Sivir.
Yeah, the Sundered Sky, a huge first item spike for 113. Really limits their ability to just DPS check and burst him out, but they will start it anyway. 3 members starting.
Rumble has
4
first
and
move
5
here.
on the way. Good call out. Rumble on the way first. Kana, does he want to burn the TP? BDS hesitating a bit. Midwave is even. They want to try to fight through the choke, but this could be devastating. Kana in position with the equalizer. Doesn't quite have the cooldown yet. I take it back. Now Kana has been caught out. 113 in the midst of the entire team trying to step back. Combo now coming in. Ulti on the cross the top. 113 doing good damage. Feet of Warfare coming through in favor of BDS. 2 grubs taken down for KC, but how much will it cost them? Miss on the Q3 coming in from Irrelevant. Patience from Vlad as he finally flashes. KC will walk away.
It's a fight on 2 sides, and BDS win both. They're able to take down both Yike and Kana, despite Kana being 2 grubs for KC and 3 for the side of BDS.
Not bad. Denies that objective. They already got 1 feet of Warfare. Could look to grab a second here. This Drake will secure it for them. 12-minute feats. I mean, feels fantastic, right? Not the biggest boon, but potential to upgrade those items as we get later. And BDS are a team that are pretty comfortable if we get later into this game. What a fantastic start. And I think this is the value proposition
towards it. And just having this kind of psychopath style, but Paris has a great flank here on the Kana.
Kana retreating. Shattering strike, clean combo. Gravity field comes out as well. Kana just a bit too far here on this wave. Tries to get some damage back, but clearly just gets first move around mid, and it'll only get easier as he continues to stack with the Tool. 1-3. Has he been caught out? Good initial damage. Ulti to mitigate a little bit here. Nuke now trying to follow up. 1-3 still alive for an extra second, flashing over the wall. Following Yike. I don't think that's what he was looking for. Now it's Nuke who's in trouble. They may have bet a little bit too much. Q3 ready to go. Shattering strike to buy a bit more space. Vladdy on the way out. BDS.
And it's a great pick by KC, but
it's so hard because that same instinct
is what gets him the lead.
What gets him the leads in the first place.
That's true.
And it's that tight margin, that gray area between the black and white of extreme aggression and extreme passivity that so many players struggle to walk. To find that line as Yike grabs the Herald, and now KC are
BDS are so split here. I don't see how they can really contest this Drake. Oh, but Paris sending it on Targamas.
Targamas, Aftershock down. does still have his ulti. Wind becomes lightning.
Really good chunk.
Gravity field down could be big. 1-1-3 with an initial knockback. Vladdy fishing for an angle. Decent equalizer, but there's not really much follow-up. BDS now comfortable to step forward. On the hunt, used. Paris following up, getting the flash out of Con at the very least. Yike now locked up. Taken out. BDS. They saw those cooldowns missing. They knew they could go for more.
BDS 1-1-3 goes in for the chunk on Targamas, but he doesn't go for any more. And now that looks like it's going to be Drake going to the side of BDS. I don't think KC can contest this. Yeah, they're going to choose the better of it.
Vladdy checking.
Great bounce back from BDS. Really showing that despite, you know, being able to throw a little bit, they're not out of it just yet.
Nope. And the fact that they can just once again bring that discipline back in the clutch.
And you just set up for the Drake.
Yeah, but the bit of extra vision they're able to get in enemy jungle, the lack of vision for BDS does mean that Ice should be taking the safe way, but he's not. Choosing to just continue coming through. That's the ulti going out. Will block the additional empowered auto, stopping the mark from going down, stopping Kalist from following.
And it's TP from Vladdy here. They really want to fight for this Atakan.
Grouping for Nuke, though, can be dangerous. Kana continuing to try to zone away. Q3 going through, looking to lock up Nuke, flashing forward. Nuke laying down the ultimate, but the immediate snap back from Vladdy means that ult is useless. Patience from BDS now going to be crucial as Ice has been isolated. And the objective will reset. That was an excellent sequence for vision around that jungle. Ice chose to roam through it anyway. Nuke needed to use the ulti in the 1v1, so now they're trying to deny this. No jungler here. 1-1-3 going to be too late. 2K getting low, or can they have a fight? Vladdy managing to lock up multiple members, flashing to the backline now, snapping back immediately. Rumble equalizer connecting onto Ice and onto Nuke. Yike now into the backline. KC, this could be big, but BDS are stronger. The meatballs taking over. 1-1-3 onto Vladdy. Another kill going through, and Nuke on a rampage.
And it's a disjointed engage for this backline whatsoever, but I think we might have a fight around this Atakan here. No TP on either Vladdy or Kana, but I think Yike wants to try to steal.
All eyes on Yike. 6K, objective getting lower. If they go together, there might be an angle. 1-1-3 has his ulti as well. Paris on the way in. 4K trying to zone. Gravity field over the wall. 3K getting lower. Yike, does he want to commit? 50-50. Yike with a flash. 1500. There should be no way in. Voracious Otacon down for BDS.
BDS got to run. They're going to be out. They get the Atakan, and they waste the side of KC's time as well.
I think you really have to MacGyver together some sort of crazy engage option to catch out either Ice or Nuke, unless they're overstepping in some way.
Well, Dracos, they've started the Nash.
Well, there you go. Setup is there. BDS feeling comfortable starting this one up. Ice is now marked. Where's the follow-up going to be? Q3 there for Vladdy. 6-second timer. Can he find an opportunity to Q3? Dash forward, Q3 and hits relevant, trying to lock up Ice. Ice now marked out by the spell shield. Vladdy trying to retreat, but Ice just continues to rain down damage. Nuke going golden, but still managed to get the ult down. Vladdy trying to turn it. Kalist right in the midst of everything. 1-1-3 getting one back, has the false life, wants to get a little bit more. Knock up now down on Kana, wants to kill Kana as well, but he's withdrawing. Irrelevant needs to get the hell out too. That's another false life. 200 gold to the side of KC. Should be able to grab him as well. Irrelevant running, knocked up, unstoppable now as he turns back. Nice bit of gold to KC. Stop the Baron play at the cost. Vladdy on the flank, only level 15. Would really like to hit 16 before this one, but he still remains ahead of Nuke.
Kalist trying to get some poke here with these kites at W's.
Yike ready to go.
The Rumbly.
Ball breaker not going to be used. This is so tough for them to enter. Wait for it. All ultis are going to come at the same time from KC. It has to be one clean shotgun, one perfect engage. Targamas finding two. Immediate knockup. Ulti going through, but Nuke will still manage to lay down an ulti of his own. Gravity field down as he buys a bit more space, but the shutdown is there. Kalist finding one, and he's instantly into the backline. Paris getting deleted. The Cathy and Rain coming through. 1-1-3 now running for his life. The ulti is massive from Nuke, but it will not win them the fight. Kana, Kalist. Vladdy standing strong.
And what a heroic engage from Targamas. He gets nearly a 4-man with his flash. Alistar Q setting up this fight for KC, and they're going to be able to deny the Cloud Soul once again.
KC staying in this.
Started once again. Oh,
Kalist. Flash. Onto Ice. Knockup is there. Kalist immediately going in. It's Ice now running out to safety. Paris looking for the disengage, and Ice remaining untouched. Kalist already ulti down. Vladdy needs to find a way with an ulti of his own, but Ice is ready with the spell shield. It's not going to work at all. Irrelevant, though, taken out. Ulti resetting now. Coming in. The Victor continuing to chase. Nuke looking for more. Kana off to the side. Vladdy Q3 ready to go. Yike ready to go again as the ulti fades, but these fights are so damn close. It's top lane for support. You'd assume it favors KC, but they don't have access to the objective.
The flash, though. Oh. Very good flank here from Vladdy.
GA as well for Ice, though. This is going to be so tough. KC, can you pull a rabbit out of that hat? 1-1-3 getting things started. Targamas forced to ult. BDS not over-committing. Crucially, they know the potential of Vladdy to flank. They see him.
Good poke.
Level 16. BDS being shepherded a bit.
Vladdy getting the Q3 on
Need
the
to mark
Wolves.
Vladdy, but they're not confident to send anyone away to split. He's stacking Q3 on the Wolves, as you highlighted. 8K, Dragon
Paris is
getting
marking
lower.
him.
Paris sees him now. Cliff's ready to go in a moment's notice. No ulti for Targamas. Ulti now coming out, isolating Yike. Yike going unstoppable. Dragon take it down. Yike gets it in the midst of the chaos. BS trying to force the fight, but KC, a single blink of an eye. BDS have disappeared.
And Casey have done it again. Targamas gets a 5-man Alistar knockup, and it's an ace
The
for
Smite securing the objective. The rest of his team taking the fight. It's a thing of beauty from KC. And again, if you looked away for 30 seconds, anyone who went to the bathroom thinking this one was going to take a few more minutes, the game is just over. A single decisive fight from this composition. It took 35 minutes for them to find it, but when they found it, that was all it took. KC 2-0 over BDS.
And what a great series and game from Targamas. I thought Rel was the champion that would get 5-man engages, but it was Targamas this game that kept getting great engage one after the other.
Threats here at G2. I think that this game gets very difficult for Heretics though.
14-4, and ladies and gentlemen, remember he had that big game where I believe that was a win as well. Cleanse used in bot side while I'm yapping away, and Flacket had an ignite on him, so Summoner for Summoner as well goes for the all-in. It's important to note. I mean, this 2v2 is going to keep playing out. Flacket's in a lot of trouble. Flash away. Is it going to be matched? No. Held on to.
For his Dragon Soul about 23 minutes into the game and not have to worry about it. Sheo though is here.
The all-in is there, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. As Cat flashes away, I think I broke the screen for you. In the meantime, Cat flashes over the wall. He escapes for now. Skewmon tries to help out. It's a phone to the face as Lebrov is still going to get rooted up. Great little grasp and a first blood to boot for Team Heretics.
Pushing mid. How many members of G2 are making their way into this bottom side? Obviously, Dragon's up and looks like Sheo's going to take it now. But it is kind of a, hey, we want to shift Caps into positions where we can try and find these plays and get this Akali snowballing. So at the moment, G2 moved 4 members into River, couldn't quite find anyone in Heretics. So it looks like instead, as Caps has gone for the reset, they're just going to look for a trade on opposite side of the maps and cross map. But Lebrov caught a little bit.
Yeah, Stand also does good damage. Trample sets up for Sheo, but nothing more apart from setting up plans for the Dragon. Skewmon is going to be done with this pretty soon. The beauty of Mundo as well is that Blunt Force Trauma makes it so easy as Grubs go down. Dragon a little bit delayed. Health bars are decaying, but Dragon all the same.
Nice poke from Hans Sama though, playing well around the long time.
And then I use the word and I'm like,
No, fine, no. I've known you for several years, I should know better.
Flash
Okay.
from Carlson. Hextech ultimatum. Broken Blade's in a lot of trouble. He's about to go into the Mega Nard though, and he wants to find Carlson with his own flash up and available. Broken Blade thinks, how do I pull it off? Especially with Skewmon with an infected Bone Sword sets it up. The Wild Growth is out and Rather sets up for infected chains. That from Sheo, and another kill going over to Team Heretics. Hookshot, walkshot yet again slows down his Skewmon. He has to pull out the maximum dosage, but how much can he drink? Onto Carlson, the ignite's down, and wait for the cleaver, wait for the auto, wait for the agony that's going to start burning Skewmon back into place, and a kill for him too as G2 fight back.
Great run
from top. Mid is matching top bot, and bot is now top with other bot. You get that, Dagger, as Grub start off?
I'm on top of it, don't worry.
You are
as
on
we
top.
start to move into this. I think Heretics pushing that top side. Going to help, but yeah, G2 just bullying them off him at this stage. I wasn't sure how heavily Heretics wanted to try and commit to this, but they need to move Flacket down if they want to. Also, Kamilu a long way from home and trying to be able to help out, so I think they're in a bit of a detached spot. Lebrov on the flank.
Yeah, because Dagger, the bone swords really hurt. Sten might have to pull the ulti up, and waiting for him is Lebrov. Stands up with a shattering strike. Broken Blade zoning off, and Sten is just dead. Free heart steal and a free kill. 5 grubs for G2. This one, really only. 700 gold the lead as Lebrov might find himself Kamilu. Under turret, Magnustorm pulls him back and he's waiting for the crash down. Here's Skewmon yet again. I was going to say Broken Blade. That was the last time we saw the Mundo outside of this split as
Top
Skewmon.
side, now it's mid, it was around Void Grubs, and now it's the Dragon for G2 as well. This has been a wonderful start from the 2 new members of G2, setting up the veterans for success.
And with Dragon taken down as well, it's just
Get into position here. They're even, they're resetting with Skewmons. You got Demolish. It's kind of Heretics late to the party.
Yeah.
And now, honestly, I think he just backed away, though. So, looks like Caps just off of G2 existing. Oh,
nice flash response, yeah, because he was on a wall, but Hans Summer turns in his favor. Unbreakable will with Skewmon right behind him, and again, fresh meat. Hans Summer will take it gleefully as Kamilu tries to poke back, but G2 again with a pick
it's a
on
disaster. Like, even look at bot side. Oh, actually, never mind.
Oh, it happens to be Lebrov's time to shine again. Cap just rolls in thanks to the Magnustorm, and Sheo in trouble. Another hard steel stack. Jungle dip is what you'd say, but it doesn't tell the whole story. Leech. And there's a certain Swedish top lane who made that so important, as this guy who's suffering on CS is now getting solo killed by Broken Blade. Camilo doesn't have a turret sitting there as well, and he has to run for his life, but there is another Yordle who's very, very hungry indeed. Easy solo kill for Broken Blade. And this is no
for G2.
Yeah.
So they kind of just get to do what they want right now.
We talked a lot in draft, maybe just frontline, absorb the pressure for Carlson would have been the answer, right? With double 80 carry, with the Zyra as well. Maybe give it another engage piece. I like that they have the confidence to pull out something like the Camille, but as you said, the angles are so limited because of it, because this Camille needs more time, because Broken Blade has so much of it and so many more resources. Makes it just so hard to look at this game with a fresh eye.
If you had gone for a buy, I would have been like, oh, sick, yeah, Camille buy, that sounds good. You got that backline combo.
True.
Fantastic. But the problem is, you only have to commit Skewmon to the Dragon, so you can even see where Heretics are on the map. They're like, where is the rest of G2 going to focus? Because they could look for some sort of play on dive on bot lane. So Carlson had to walk away. Even saw Sheo trying to help out in defending bot tier 2. But because they've lost control of jungle, maybe they transition to a mid tier 2.
Team Heretics is what we're going to ask for. At the very least, everyone buckle up. Why? Because Lebrov's going in, and on the stand it won't be too hard to see what else he can do. Shattering Strike up to CC, and the power of Rel once again compels you. Clean from Caps, almost getting out, almost. No, he's shut down. It's a 1-for-1, which is good for Heretics.
Too much though, because actually maybe Broken Blade goes mini, but there's nobody here to help him.
Oi, minion wave gone. Hook shot, wall shot, Hextech ultimatum. Broken Blade could be in a lot of trouble. This is Carl's moment. He's found a pick onto Broken Blade, the flush match, but he's out of range. We'll get the shutdown, but Skewmon's here. This is a different problem. A much more different problem. Ends up being a trade.
I was impressed you kept going, because I stop at Deja Vu.
Yeah. But you've got to get the beat. The Euro beat is what it's all about. Now, Atacam was going down in that time. So GA's
Vision is already relatively good for them. Sten's trying to see what he can do.
Well, he's going to try, but that guy that's on the telephone, hello, it's the debt collector. And Sten just getting launched up, hard steel stack, and no, he's actually a car insurance salesman. Would you like to buy this $5,000 policy? Well, Skewmon, he can sell anything. He can sell a rat to a fish right now as 2 items. He's unkillable. He's going to get passive healing uppiness, also known as health regen, as Caps. Just in a side lane. Is the one member who's kind of strong, gets the GA out, and there you go, false death now gone. Also, Hunsama steps up, and Shadow's going to live, so that's 200.
Run at Zyra. Zyra throws down her E, and then you just continue to run at Zyra because your passive pops.
Oh, okay, well, G2, they're going to pop something else, and I think that's Team Heretics' little heart in this game. Skewmon, he hasn't used the ulti. Where's the dosage at, little bro? Holds on to it. Fleet all the same. 2-item lethality 80 carry. Kind of in the name right now. Let's see how they find it with Baron now up, holding River themselves. They get the engage. At least it's Sten who starts it off, but he's going to be hail of arrows, and he gets set up with an arrow into the face. He's dead. Hardsummer cares not about Unbreakable Will as Caps holds the rest at the forefront. Broken Blade with no Mega Gnar, but no mega problems for G2.
Needed to wait for G2 to start Baron and take the damage, but now they're just in a position where I don't really know if they can recontest. 10 seconds until Sten really gets up, but you can see what I mean. This Baron does not go down quickly, so maybe Poke is the name of the game.
Well, if Skewmon's behind Baron, he has an MR debuff. So that's good here for Sheo if he finds an angle. But at 5k, G2 looking for the turn, even though they're low. There is a bit of healing coming through from the Ocean Dragons. Carlson's found out. He wanted his flank, but he ain't going to get it. Pops the ulti, but Hans lives on.
Baron has reset though, so I think G2, funny enough, Heretics aren't 100% certain, but yeah, this is kind of what I'm saying.
Caps, he's going in, why not? Okay, let's blaze it. Pops the ulti out, and he wanted...
He's having a bit of fun with it.
He was.
But I think, like, if Heretics wait until G2 start Baron, you can see they actually might have a chance, but Camilo now going to die. Yeah.
Flash match, Broken Blade. Even with the phosphorus bomb, there's just legs. Like, that's insane. Carlson brings some magic back, but Team Heretics, Sheo might just lose it. Drops the Stranglethorns, no one hit for it. It's zone control. Skewmon holding onto the ulti himself, still doesn't pull it out unless he absolutely has to. Team Heretics thinking about a new angle, and I think we'll have to hold for the replay. Black and just eat natural health regen, so don't be fooled by that half HP. True Shot Rush doesn't hit a thing either, as Sten's caught out. Broken Blade about to go on Mega Gnar. Sten has to disengage, but Lebrov, his angle is finding anyone who tries to run. Flash from Sten just won't cut it. He gets ranged out, and Lebrov takes the credit. Now for G2 as they run up mid, a dive is no problem either. Broken Blade returns to the fame of the G2 legend as Carl, he'll get the Dragon and probably the Baron.
Heretics flew too close to the sun, and G2 pounds. They just wait, and now they turn over towards the Baron. Everyone on Heretics on the bottom side of the map, they want kind of nothing to do with this, and G2 will get the big purple worm.
Well, Baron in the end as well. Gold has slimmed out. I have to be genuine with Team Heretics.
To turn Mega and getting that flank from LeBron, but here's your replay.
Show me.
Go on, Asteri.
Stagda, look at this, right? Hook shot, wall shot, misses, gets on the edge. Caps all in. Hextech ultimatum, pulls out the ulti. Shuriken flip away. He flashes the 5-point strike. Only men of myth and legends get that. Red buff gets the kill. Holy.
The moment is immortalized that you have killed the GOAT of LEC for the first time in a solo outplay, and that is not going to be connected forever.
Well,
what a legend.
You know what? Even if you don't win this game, you've got that. It's an AK gold lead in G2. They've got the Baron, no Ocean Souls. Probably nice for Team Heretics to go up against, but the range, the poke, it hurts too much. Caps looking for an angle, and Carl looking to negate exactly that. Over from Broken Blade, who's gone into Mega Nara as well. The turret now dead, and Inhibitor turret. Now that that's opened up, Inhibitor's a freebie. Another one goes. There you go. Makes it that easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're just going to continue this. There's very little that Heretics can really do. You do have a 3-item Camille that at least could potentially one-shot Hansama, and I think that might be what they're trying to set up here, but I just don't think he covered the rest of the fight after.
God, slow and steady does it, doesn't it? The range is so abusive, and Caps, he just comes in off an angle, threatening to go all in and send it down. One Nexus turret dropping down, one sits up only barely above ground. Team Heretics, it was a noble recovery, or whatever you want to call it, a noble stance, but G2 are oppressive. Golden goes Sheo, Stend in the middle of it all, but Carlson ulti's backline. LeBron won't let him get near the Hansama. Broken Blade once again sets up a 3-man ulti, keeps him at bay, and G2 in 33 minutes make game one an easy day.
G2 may have won the battle, but Carlson won the war.
That's true. Truer words have never been spoken.
Just have a very steady, long-range poke composition that LeBron will be spotted on a ward, though.
Yeah, but how quick can they go? I mean, LeBron might die in the process as well. Ghost Water Dive sets up a Phantom Undertow, but there is no toe left standing, and Stend has no target, but might have to run for his life, but he can't because his fight is down. It's a great root caller. Skewmon, though, the hook on the dying breath, double buff, so I'm sure the red buff had movement there. Kilo as well.
Yeah, nice try, but Carson still, yeah.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Broken Blade's not 6, but he's going to flash. Tried to decimate. Culling the Meek once again, but if he goes back in, he'll die. Meanwhile, we're fighting elsewhere. Let's look towards the bottom lane. Sheo has got, again, a painter's mark on his head. Suppressed, luckily, but LeBron goes popping the weasel. The Chaos Storm is out. Not enough damage, but Bone Skewer to help out. That's great for Team Heretics. One on the board versus the other mark. Someone's got no ad blocker.
Yeah.
Yo,
Silly
they got
Billy.
ads. Mods.
But yeah, can't be giving out free advertisements like this, lads. What's happening over here? But either way, it's going to be the point group started up here. G2 in a decent spot. Severin both going to be able to finish off one. Skewmon, no flash available, so Shale should at least be able to get the second one for themselves. As Zabrov just going to stun up Stend. He's not really underneath the tower though, which means he should be okay, but
Far forward, Ruthless Predator just waiting for that to pop on out as Broken Blade's got a full fury bar. That Rain of Anger won't hold itself, and Daisy now interrupts. Let's play a game of Candy Crush as Carlson set up against the wall. In reverse, it'll happen down bot side, but the ulti sends out. Skewmon under turret, flushes away. In the end, though, Broken Blade will find the kill. Bullet time, though, is unleashed. Under turret, the stun under from LeBron. Makes it a better trade for G2. Caught me off guard.
yeah, the fact that you get that lockup from Sheo into the combo from Blackett means Hans goes down, but lost for Hansama. But it's a big win for Broken Blade on the opposite side.
Gold is even though. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's not like Team Heretics are running out of fashion here, but top is a bit of an issue at the very least. It is an issue. Camilo looking for solo kill again here on the Victor, but he's been altered. He's in trouble. Root Caller almost found the Asharo. Help!
I mean, that advantage over Carlson. Only thing is, you may get dove now as Broken Blade as his wave starts to come in, so you can see him backing right the hell up. But there's a lot of people here, and I think he might be in a bit of trouble. Even Sten looking to cut off any sort of real retreat.
Well, there's good damage from the B team Misfortune as well. Sten might get more than that, maybe a pick, a Bone Skewer in, and he's looking for that execute with Halo Blades. Eclipse gets in the way for now, but Sten still holds on to that death from below as Dominus pops out. Broken Blade's going to 1v3 onto Sten. He gets away, he pops the ulti. It still comes through, so there's a reset handy, but Broken Blade's defense is for naught.
BB tried, but just wasn't enough in the tank. But you also brought Lebrov up to that top side to try and help out too, so he's a bit... And also now, you're giving that kill across.
Camilo, though, speaking of No Man's Land, he might be caught out. Spiraling Despair is going to AoE to Paradise. Impale used, but Camilo not there to lend a helping hand. Shut down over to Caps, and he needed that.
Yeah, nice turnaround by G2 into a position where it's like, okay, now they can continue through that picks, but...
Holy.
Wait a second.
That's some Ambassador damage. The only difference is Broken Blade can shred through the Eclipse, and now that shield bashes down for a little bit. We'll see Carlson pull back. Never mind, he's got Sheo with him, so he's going to go on in. But Skumon's there, interrupts, and that Ruthless Predator needed. But again, Sheo's in the way. A nice little heart seal will come through from Sheo, but Broken Blade just looks for the original target. Sheo's in the way again, but to their success! You don't mess with the Candy Crush King for a double setup, and Camilo just a bystanding failure.
And Camilo's going to lose that to everyone as the Croc jumps out of the brush. And now Caps topside.
It's Solar Flare. It's an Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Sten can't move. Easy kill for Hans.
He actually got some value on the roam. Camilo looking for the bot tower. Broken Blade has nothing left in the tank. He might be able to just barely get this. Yeah, should do.
Expect the gravity field to go down though. There might be an E through minions. However,
up here to try and make this play happen, but if so, G2 end up giving it up. I think it goes Rift Herald into a top tier 1 take for Heretics, and then they can shift back with Dragon in 20 seconds to maybe look for a play on towards the mid tower if you want to gift a second Dragon over to G2. But yeah, I think that's just going to be the play. I think G2 may have stumbled a little bit here. They're trying to run away.
There's no stun, there's no field. Camilo doesn't find his mark. Hansama has to sidestep, and he does so well. The arrow came out as well. 3 members of Team Heretic commit. Did you share? I mean, Dragon, sorry. Herald is going to go down for it. The Broken Blade in the end is Sten. Hello, he wants a piece, and now with the setup of Engage, Lebrov wants another one on the way back. Skumon sets up, Root Call is good, Daisy comes out as well. Impale, you'd say fantastic, but Sheo just can't move. Range from Hansama, crucial here. With zone control ends up, but another Root Call up. And Sheo will drop to the ground. How easy does Skumon make it look?
Great turnaround by G2. The fact that, as you said, Asterix, there was no real lockdown as G2 were running away, meant they got to clear out the majority of the wave. Broken Blade gets that tier 1 bot lane and now TP into mid lane to maybe look for a bit more.
Oh, they know he's there. I mean, Camilo's just engaged on Solar Flare. He won't have a chance. They thought G2 backed away. Heretics, you are under false assumptions.
Oh, it's a disaster. What was such a close game with that gold lead jumping back and forth.
To know where the pressure is adding up for G2 as they start this Dragon. And for now, the inner turret might be a threat that Team Heretics can start punishing.
Yeah, you do have the wave clear from Caps plus Lebrov and Broken Blade to try and help out. So I think he should be relatively okay, but Lebrov, this is not the route you want to take. Oh, good ward to spot them out. Okay, what are you going to do? How are you going to try and break this mid lane turret? And they're moving multiple members now in to defend that play, but I think it should fall with this one.
Should indeed. I mean, misfortune damage big, but under the turret, Sten starts off the engage, getting Solar Flared. Impale's only a 1-man, but again, it's all onto Lebrov. Broken Blade comes in with a flank, and it looks like a horrendous fight for Team Heretics. While the turret may go down, all members are starting to drop like flies as well. Sheo, Camilo, Flanker just gets autoed, and with an Ivan, how easy is it? Sticking around might not be the right call, as Sten even finding a hook here. You never know what's going to come next. Turret in response for G2.
The response from G2 was perfect. Like Crocodile Dundee, I grew up with, and he wore one of them. So now I just associate it with Aussie man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Whenever I see a knife, that's not a knife. That's in my head constantly as Daisy comes out. And at 8K, let's fight. Broken Blade and Carlson are going to deal with each other while this makes a 4v4 head-on collision. Bone Skewer comes out, finds Skumon, but a Root Caller sets up the arrow in backline as onto the Dragons, a new target for G2. Sheo gets Unending Despaired, or rather spiraling, and Dragon goes down. Okay, Lebrov gets Bone Skewered in, he gets a stun, he gets everything off, and maybe that'll be okay. It's a bullet time, it's the response. Hansama tries to step forward onto Flacken, but it's dangerous territory. Root Caller's great as well. Sheo just Tokyo drifted to death. Pro fell off the building as G2 have won the fight, got the Dragon. It might look messy, but with only Lebrov dying, I guarantee you it's so much better. Is Broken Blade going to take this 1v1? Carlson feels confident, but there's minions.
Carlson,
10 stacks, and sure, that's to grow. As Broken Blade versus Carlson. Let's have a look. Dominus going to be used. Flacken is down here, though, so the perfect execution is nice, but Broken Blade has the Sterix gauge, and wait for the Q. He flashes, takes it. Flacken gets arrowed. Hard summer from downtown, and Broken Blade is when you're that good.
You can take a big old sip of that one. That was beautiful from G2. And now immediately moving over towards the Baron. Broken Blade's going to reset because he's got a plethora of wards that he can TP to, and I don't think Heretics are ready for it.
Lebrov's going to zone off. Sten walks in, and it's all he can do. Lebrov just walks away and beats a nuisance while Camilo sets up and sets a gravity field. Broken Blade is now TP'd in, ready to zone away. Baron, down it goes. Sheo has to run for his life. The rest of G2 are ready to fight again.
Yeah, G2 pretty happy with the way this one's going, and again, that was such a...
Maybe it wasn't. Okay, Broken Blade, I mean, he's going to jump in under turret, and Team Heretics, you look at this, like, how many times you get the bullet time? There's one, but it's not going to do too much. Chaostorm comes through it again. Sterix Gauge in the way while Carlson teleported into the middle of all. He gets Spiraling Despaired, and G2 6,000 gold up. I mean, both games now, while there has been some to and fro, when do we finally get the real door? I mean, for Team Heretics, it's been a battle well fought, but where do you get the key from? 10k for the Dragon. G2 started this off. This is their soul. Sheo needs a steal, but Team Heretics need a plan. 4k, 3k, Daisy out, Root Caller again, Lebrov in the way. Soul, even though it was a late smite, or at least it looked janky, it doesn't matter. Sheo flashed in for the attempted steal, but with Infernal Soul, the chase begins. Camilo running and running, and that's all he can do. Skumon running outside the outskirts of the gravity field while Lebrov keeps Team Heretics at bay. An arrow's going to fly and go nowhere, but Camilo on the spot will die right there. We put a marker down, and G2 continue their onslaught.
Aaron has worn off, so he can at least clear the wave if he's allowed to stand still, and Hansama doesn't want to let him.
I mean, there's so much damage that comes out with Redemption as well. Skumon just tanks it up for the time being. Flacken almost dies to a Severing Bolt, and look at Broken Blade. Okay, you do not want him near you. We just keep probably taken by G2 at this point. Sten tries to get near, he'll get spotted out, and everyone's launching on him. Flashes away while Carlson now in the midst of it as well. Arrow flies out, Camilo's now caught out, and he doesn't have Merc Treads, so with a Solar Flare on top, he's just dead. Now Chaostorm just going to tickle G2.
The most threatening tickling of all time.
Yeah, it's like tickling a Dementor. Like,
I don't think that's a good call.
Who's a good little weird spirit messed up dick?
The weirdest one's like Patronus of all time, just hands the tails.
Yes. the spirit comes out and like, oh, what's your Patronus? And there's some little gremlin yordle going, oh, Gucci, Gucci,
Wow, what's that? It's Dobby's cousin.
If you didn't know, the way we're setting this up is that as that arrow flies through, there's a lot more tools that G2 can launch at, and Camilo cannot play the game. One of the problems with Victor is that he might look good walking, but when he stands still, he's through.
Looking like the end of Arcane after that one.
Yeah, I still haven't watched season 2. I've also watched Severance. Banger show.
Yeah, I haven't got that one.
Yeah?
Apparently through season.
Also Silo. Oh, let's just keep going. Have you seen the one where G2 go and go flawless in the split hysterics? No, I haven't actually. It's interesting. How would they do that, Jake? Well, I can answer that for you. Or BO3's big. Now, week 7, they verse SK and KC, and as Arrow finds it again, Carlson, he does have Merc Treads. That does make a difference. As Red Bull Baron power play is ready to shepherd us into another 2-0. It's going home time soon. It's been a quick night.
Yeah, 25 to 8.
Yeah.
Well, G2 want to try and finish off Lebrov. That's not exactly the way you want to try and finish this out, but Stend does end up overextending to try and make that play happen. And now G2 going to continue the push through on the top side.
It's just Ivan's shield, just when you think they're dead as the Impale comes in. I mean, Lebrov again, he'll just get a shield, he'll walk up. Redemption does a little bit of that magic as well. Camilo just gets autoed down by Hansama. Look at the spacing from this guy. Ulti comes out from Carlson with the whole team's dead. Bullet time might look great, but Carlson has already dropped into the dirt. 2 members left standing, and G2, when people question who the best team in Europe is, you just got to come back to the old faithful, the usual. G2 starting 2-0 at the beginning of week 2. As Flacker drops as well. They're just that good. When you doubt them in winter, when they don't make it to first stand, it doesn't matter, they come back, and in spring they're bloody good again.